Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carter Walker, and last weekend I checked out Barbie, the only Barbie movie that they've made to this point, and I wanted to talk about it, and I lost track of time, and so now I'm just finally getting around to making my review, like, what, 3-4 days later. Barbie, directed by Greta Gerwig, stars Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, along with, like, a slew of other actors who are incredibly famous. Michael Cera stands out as Alan. America Ferrera is there as well. Helen Mirren narrates. And my positives for this movie, starting out with like the biggest positive, it's pretty funny, especially Ryan Gosling. They definitely give Ryan Gosling as Ken the best material possible here. He just seems to steal like every single scene he's in. He's absolutely hilarious. And I found a lot of his like antics, a lot of his moments very, very funny and refreshing in the movie. I also thought Margot Robbie was very funny, and she also had a lot of depth to her. While not all of her jokes landed, I related to her character more. There was a lot more emotions at play there, going with what it means to be human, what it means to be like a Barbie doll, and the separation between humans and like toys. It was a lot more deep than I expected it to be, and that was probably my second favorite thing coming out of the film. The first was, of course, the humor. So many great jokes. Funny, like one note cameos that they just pop in for a minute that I really enjoyed. Michael Cera, again, is really funny as Alan, a more like deadpan person, which was great. And next, I really liked the set design, the costumes, the wardrobes, the music. Everything, like, technically was very, very good. It was very well done, very professionally made. I enjoyed Greta Gerwig's films. I really love Lady Bird. Honestly, that's probably one of my like favorite drama movies, coming of age movies. I think it's really, really good. But I think here her eye for aesthetic and direction really comes out. It's a fun movie, but I don't think it's perfect. There's a lot of things here that I didn't enjoy, a lot of things here that didn't really stick out to me as great. So heading into the mixed, I think that the pacing in this movie really isn't that great. The subplot with the Mattel execs and CEO honestly could have been cut entirely. None of the jokes, especially with that, was very funny. A lot of the America Ferrera stuff fell flat until the end with her and her daughter. A lot of the movie just doesn't make sense with Barbie Land and the real world, like relying on one another. Things change in the real world, things change in Barbie Land, and then vice versa. It was kind of confusing. I don't know, maybe I'm just picking up on that too much. It is a Barbie movie after all. And my biggest like mixed of the movie is the comedy. A lot of the jokes with Ken were hilarious. And while I did put the positive as the comedy, I did think a lot of the jokes outside of Ken relating to a lot of other things just really weren't that funny. The one-liners didn't stick for me. There was a solid like 15 to 20 minute sequence in the middle of the movie that I just like didn't laugh at. I didn't laugh, I didn't smile. I was just kind of sitting there like not looking like that. I look like an idiot, but kind of just sitting there, like staring at the screen, like something gonna happen. But I think the negatives really kind of go with the mix, so I'll just get into that because a lot of this movie is so focused on telling you things. A lot of this movie is monologuing. Obviously, I mean, movies are all monologuing, but come on. Movie is just very dialogue focused and very honed in on hitting you in the head with the message, which I get. I mean, there obviously is a great message here. For the most part, I think the message is good. I think the message is something that most people need to hear. Honestly, I do. But I just think they delivered it in the wrong way. I think that they told you way too much and they didn't show you. My wife and I were talking after the movie, like, it was cool to see all of that, but it would have been nice to see Barbie's existential crisis. It would have been nice to see America Ferrera's relationship with her daughter. It would have been nice to see, Ken kind of come into his own. It would have been nice to see this and that and this. But you just get told that. You just get monologued that over and over and over and over. And eventually it's like, okay, we're picking up a nice little pace, like jokes are laughing, stop. Okay, guys, this is what needs to happen. Like, you are enough. Yeah, you're enough. Like, yeah, this, that. Which is great. Hey, Barbie's having an existential crisis. Hey, America Ferrera and her daughter aren't getting along very well. Hey, this is happening. Hey, Alan's weird. And it just kind of drags on to a point where I was just like, show, don't tell. But we just kind of got away from that, which was a bummer. I'm not going to act like I'm a professional screenwriter, like I could really do any better, because I probably couldn't. But it still stuck out to me like a sore thumb. And after the movie, you're thinking back on it, like, yeah, the middle really wasn't that great. The second half just gets way too overstuffed with what Greta Gerwig is trying to say. There's so many things that she wants to say that she can't seem to focus in and really hone in, really hammer home like one or two things that could really make a point, really drive the movie home into where it relates to so many more people, where it really can spark a message for so many people. But again, I'm not the target audience for this movie. It's whatever. I mean, it was funny. Probably won't rewatch it anytime soon. I think it was good. I definitely think it was good. But yeah, a lot of the issues that I have with it come from that like second half where it's just very tell, don't show, which is the opposite of what it should be. And it kind of irked me, but I was able to like kind of push my irks away. It was fine. It's a good movie. I didn't hate it. I definitely think it was funny. But if I'm being honest, I'll like almost anything I watch nowadays. I'm very easy to please. There's a lot of differing opinions on it. Again, I'm not the target audience for this one, but I think Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie absolutely killed it here. The songs are great, the set design, everything is great. I just think it maybe falls apart in the second half a little bit. Gets a little too muddled and unfocused for my liking. The ending, however, was pretty emotional, but I think that it could have benefited from a lot more character work in here and a lot less monologuing. And I honestly think that Mattel execs could be written out entirely. America Ferrera's character could have been reworked a lot. I'm just not really sold on her as an actress overall. She seemed very like dry in this movie. I liked kind of her dynamic with Barbie, but other than that, she's just like, Barbie, I used to play with you. And I'm like, cool, man. Can we go back to Margot Robbie, like doing Margot Robbie things and Barbie Land with Ryan Gosling? Because like, that was the best part of the movie by far. Really, no competition. But overall, guys, I thought Barbie was good. It was decent. I'm not the target audience for it. You might be, but I liked it. I'm just here giving my subpar reviews on YouTube. But I give it like a 6.5 out of 10, honestly. Nothing too crazy, but not terrible either. I think it sits perfectly in that middle area where I like most of the things that I watch, so I was probably going to like this one if I'm being honest. But hey, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Carter. As always, have a great rest of your day.